What's up?
So the picture is going to stay there, guys. We had like a little debacle going on. So Robert's going to talk while I go and I cancel the other live.
All right.
So I'm going to let him talk. It's going to look like for him he's talking to nothing, but I know you guys can still see him because the little green light's up.
The little green light is up.
The little green light's up, which means you're still live.
All right, Sherry's working on the...
So I'm working.
She's working on the YouTube live.
So I am going to leave a message here.
Yeah, so
over
everybody's at the YouTube live.
Other one.
And nobody's over here because it wasn't going live for YouTube for some reason. Are you going to talk? You're talking over me.
I'm sorry. I'm typing.
Yeah, so everybody's over there at YouTube live, and for some reason
it will not
hooking
let
up.
Me. Yeah.
It could be our slower internet. Who knows? But
let's see here. Keep talking. Know. It's still going.
You never know.
It's still live.
With these technical things.
All right.
You think you're going to hit start and go, and it doesn't start and go. Oh, there's a little red thing saying live chat. That's us?
That's us. That's the StreamYard.
Congratulations to us.
That's the StreamYard one.
We're StreamYarding. We're yarding. We're out in the yard streaming. So we had a beautiful, uneventful weekend of relaxation somewhat. I had my grandson. We went and got my grandson, so he was over here the whole weekend. I just took him back right before noon. It's an hour drive there and an hour drive back. And we had a great time. We did a campfire. We did swimming in the swimming pool all day, pretty much on Saturday. Did some work out in the yard. Trying to cut up some firewood, moving some firewood off the ground into an area where the bugs won't get on it and it can dry out better. So, prep work for future campfires coming hopefully soon when this weather's going to change. We got to just think about it for us in Florida. We don't start to see any change in the weather till November 1st, somewhere around there. Sometimes it comes in a little early in October. And other times it can come in a little later in November, in the mid-November. But usually November 1st is a good gauge to when our season starts to change here in Florida from 95 to 80.
Yeah.
And then occasionally we get a cold front come through that gives us some cool days and cool nights in November. Sometimes it happens. For me, growing up here, we always had a city fair that would come in right in the beginning of November.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I started to feel like, okay, we're gonna have some cooler weather, because sometimes it was jacket weather in Florida in November sometimes for the fair. All right, so we gotta say hi to everybody.
So I'm back now. Sorry about all that. So we have done YouTube lives with just YouTube and not StreamYard, and it's always worked fine. I haven't done it for a long time, so I tried to set the ones up today like that because we were going to do a pre-premiere and then a post-premiere. For some reason I could not get the YouTube one to go live, so then I had to backtrack and go to StreamYard and quickly set that up.
So we're here. We were here the whole time, and just the computer wasn't hooking up to the live.
So it looks like Thrifty Angela's here, Vanderella's here. Everybody's saying hello. Clothing optional Viking raid from New Horizons.
Hello. Yeah, Tech got you. Doesn't it get everybody? It does.
It got it.
Good.
Hey, Scott Jacobs, an appreciation.
Clothing optional Viking raid. What is that?
It's a Papa Drew thing.
Oh.
It's all good. So y'all got notifications for this one too? Did y'all get notifications for the other one? It was like 2 different notifications. Hey, Camping with Clammy.
RV Dogs here, New Horizons. Thank you for coming in, guys.
RV Dog. Yeah, the reason I wanted to try to do the YouTube one, well, because it's easier to watch the chat, and I guess I can go and open up the chat on the YouTube side of it. But I know that I wasn't going to have some mods, and so I was trying to find a way to make it easier. So it's a Gina thing. It's a van life with Gina thing. Clothing optional Viking raid.
I was going to say something about the chat, but you moved it.
Hold on. Well, it's because I'm trying to open up the other chat.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, like I said, we only are a month and a half away from November 1st, which will be nice, cooler weather for us in Florida over here in the 90s. So it's been kind of nice to not work outside constantly like I did before. I was my own business owner and I was in it all the time. Now I'm working for somebody else and I don't have to be in it all the time, which is very, very wonderful. So I'm saying that my summer has gone by a lot faster because I'm not working out in it constantly versus, having nice breaks and long lunches and don't have to work 12 to 15 hours a day and make the same amount of money, basically. So it's been a faster summer for me. So I'm real happy to be looking at a month and a half to November 1st. So that's typically when we get some nicer weather here.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see the chat now.
Yeah, you can see the chat, but that's not the chat I was trying to get you to see.
Okay.
That was the chat.
Well, I'm trying to see these new names. There's some new names here. Poppy Show J.A. New Horizons, thanks. Then Glenn.
Okay, well, then I'll just pull this up.
Gen Lorencina. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
Thank you for everybody for popping in here. We got, it looks like 20 in the house, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
Poppy Show's here.
Yeah.
Brianna Elizabeth.
November camping weather. That's
November camping weather.
Well, we camp year round no matter what because we're in Florida and it's hot, but we do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because we want to have content all year round because that's what Florida's all about, right? It's forever summer. They even have a license plate you can purchase here.
This is forever summer?
Forever summer. So for some people, they're very active year round and it's a very great place to be active year round. You just got to drink a lot of water and get in the shade a lot of time, take a lot of breaks. You finally have rain in Nevada. Neil Court says, good. We get it every day pretty much.
No.
I just went through
every afternoon.
Typically it's for us in Florida, it's as soon as 12 o'clock hits to 2 o'clock or to 4 o'clock, we get something. Matter of fact, I just drove, like I said, an hour south and I went through a rain shower. And it reminded me, get Rain-X. So I literally stopped where in the city of my destination, picked up some Rain-X, wiped it on, and then took off and went through a car wash to wash Sherry's car.
Oh, my car got washed.
Yes, and got Rain-X on the windshield, and I vacuumed out one mat because we have one of those big car washes here, like really big, like they call it Bill's Car Wash. It's kind of a franchise thing. So anyway, they have you go through the machine and it does its thing, and it's like the old car wash. You go through this thing.
I'm adding moderators. I'm listening.
So when you get out the other end, they offer free vacuuming. Well, I mean, there was 20 spots for vacuuming, and they were all full except the handicap. So I pulled into the handicap, and in less than 60 seconds, I vacuumed just the driver's side carpet and got out of there fast. It's so much easier to use their free vacuum instead of getting an extension cord out and hooking up the vacuum and being out there for a long time. But anyway, we went through a rain shower. So like I was saying, I just took my grandson back to his place and we had him all weekend. We swam so long, our eyes were red.
Bless his little heart.
Yep, we had red eyeballs.
His little eyes. And we were like, do you want eye drops? And he's like, I'm like, are you sure to make you feel better?
Yeah, we had a great time swimming all day.
Such a good time.
We did, like I said, we did some work in the yard. We have a vacant lot next to us. It's about an acre vacant lot. and they're low hanging
Frugal
oak
duo.
trees. So we go and trim the low hanging oak branches and get the smaller to medium size branches, and we make those for firewood. So I already have some stacks of firewood, different sizes that were laying on the ground, and I want to get them off the ground. So I got them off the ground, and then I had already some branches that were cut but not cleaned. So we went out there and we were cleaning, and when we get hot, we'd run and jump in the pool. And then we get nice and cooled off and come back out and work in the yard and do that.
So Nell asked, how do we protect our awning and our roof with the rain? Well, we don't leave our awning out when it rains.
Well,
unless it's a gentle
if
rain.
it's a regular rain and there's no winds, we leave it out.
We'll pull it down, and we can adjust either side to go up or down. So we'll crank it down on one side so it drains off of it. But we haven't really had problems with our awning getting dirty. Now he pressure washes our roof.
Yeah, I got our roof. I have an electric pressure washer. I think it's 3,000 psi, and I try to be real gentle with it. Only use enough pressure because I can lift it up higher and lower it depending on how well it cleans. So I'm trying to, and I'm a roofer, so I know not to blast the roof. So I pressure washed it about 2 or 3 months ago, and now it's time to do it again. It's not black, but it's starting to show blackening.
Hey, Bearded Hobby.
So we need to do it again. I need to do it again. So this weekend I have my grandson, so not a lot of work getting done besides what I mentioned about, the wood and cleaning up. And next weekend or during this week, I'll find some time to pressure wash the roof.
Oscar got a haircut too.
Yeah.
He got a haircut.
Yeah, we don't protect the awning because we're full time in it, so we're always opening and closing it every day. So we're not putting a cover on it. So, relative to how much money we are saving by full-time RVing and mooch docking, we'll just buy another awning when it burns up. If we were camping on just the weekend and not living in it, and we'd camp every couple weekends, we'd cover it. We have a cover. We had the RV cover before we went into full-time RVing because we didn't plan to do that.
We didn't do this. When we bought this RV, we weren't planning on living in it full time, but now we live in it full time, which is a great thing.
Okay. I'm reading. Wait, before you move that chat, I want to read it. We are in BC, Canada, and think Rain-X would be a lifesaver here with all the rain we get here in the winter. That's going on my must-have list. Yes, it works extremely well. It does. If you read the instructions on it, follow the instructions, and it works extremely well.
Hey, Maddie, it's nice to see you here.
Yeah, I mean, at first, I think Sherry was a little reluctant to do it.
I've used Rain-X before, and I really didn't like it. And then
it does mess with your eyes. If you have a problem with visual sensitivity, some kind of problems with your eyeballs, it can mess with you, because what happens is the water beads and it goes across your face, and it could be like some kind of
it's something you have to get used to it. I got used to it more riding as a passenger and hit in the truck because he used it, and so it helped me kind of get adjusted to it. So I do like it on my car. The problem that we have here is, and with Rain-X in general, is you have to have a really good rain going. If it's a misty, soft rain, it doesn't work as well.
Right.
It really, the heavier the rain is, the better.
Right. The higher speed you're going, the better the Rain-X works. So if you're going at 25 and all the road spray's coming up,
it doesn't
work very well. So you got to run your windshield wipers. But if you're on the highway doing the speed limit on the highway, you don't have to touch your windshield. Matter of fact, when I came back from applying the Rain-X, I hit rain on the interstate, and I could see perfectly fine, it wasn't raining. So it really does work well.
Yeah.
So I love it. So I'm trying to look into the chat here.
Yeah. So we've got, I have modded quite a few people. And so I'm going to start up at the beginning. So some people that I don't know whether or not you've been to any of my lives before or our lives before. If you haven't been to one of our lives, can you put a 1 in there? And any of my people that are moderators, if you could drop their links, because I really want everybody to kind of grow. I don't want it to be like a link dropping party. So if we could just kind of space them out.
How do you scroll up, baby? Excuse me.
We're scrolled up as far as it goes.
I mean, the other direction thing. Yeah.
Over the thing, and then 2 fingers.
Oh, okay.
So I will name out some channels. So if anybody wants to do that, just
Sorry, baby. I still didn't follow what you did.
2 fingers.
Oh, 2 fingers.
2
Gotcha.
fingers.
Sorry, I didn't hear you say 2 fingers.
Yeah, it's the 2 fingers, and then you're really not pushing it. You got it. You're just dragging. So I'm going to go through the YouTube part of it. Let me go to live chat. So all these, everybody who's brand new, who's never been to one of our lives, type in a 1, and then my mods go ahead and start dropping those links. I think there's a few of them here that I know of for sure I haven't seen.
When I see black running down the side of an RV, I'm assuming it could be just dust. Or it depends on how it looks.
Dirt.
It could be just dust that accumulated on the roof, and then you had a soft rain and it didn't quite wash it all off. Or if it's really bad, then it could be mildew. If it's a really dark black, then it could be mildew. But typically, I don't see that on newer RVs.
Yeah, most of the newer RVs have little gutter systems too. So maybe it's because their gutter system isn't draining properly.
Right. We have gutters on both sides of the RV.
If it's collecting a lot of muck that doesn't ever get cleaned out, and then when it rains, maybe it's overflowing and it's.
Yeah, if your rain gutter could get clogged,
yeah,
you might want to check that.
So it looks like Maddie Van Halen. It's your first time. Nell's the first time. Nell doesn't have a channel.
Maddie Van Halen.
Maddie Van Halen.
Wow, I've never heard of anybody having Van Halen as their last name.
Bearded Hobby
Besides
Homestead.
Van Halen the band.
Linda's a supporter. Also, if you are just not, you're not a content creator, but you are a supporter, put an NN, because I want all of us content creators to make sure we reach out to you guys and thank you, because without you guys, we wouldn't be as successful. We are all content creators and we support each other. But I'll tell you what, it really, when we see comments from people that have no skin in the game, as everybody says, you just are here to watch and learn and support us, it's a little extra special.
Yes, thank you very much. I mean, this is a very
Linda, you are one of those
very populated live chat for us. I think that we typically don't have 20. We usually around 17, so we're seeing the new numbers come up, which is really uplifting. It makes us feel good.
Yeah,
because we love creating content and we love talking. I have a very strong reputation of talking too much. So
Duckmaster Outdoors, thank you for stopping by. Now, thank you, Saltwater Born. Thank you for coming by again. I know you're this. I'm
Jazzy, second time.
Maddie Van Halen.
I like your name, Jazzy.
I like this one. Doing redneck things with Tony and Leanne Larson.
Okay, I like it all.
I like it all.
But you didn't have to step on Jazzy. Come on. Jazzy's a cool name.
Jazzy's a really cool name.
I love jazz, so Jazzy, sounds cool.
With Clammy has been here a few times. Just don't always join the chat. Sometimes you work watch. I work and lurk, or lurk and work.
Some caulking. Click on Roy and Becky's. Some caulk will cause black streaking too. As rubber seals age, they will also cause black streaking. Yes, RV black streak remover works great. Good point. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I remember seeing some black
that.
rubber on a car, getting burnt by the sun, and then it comes off on your fingers, and then when it rains, it starts to run down the car. So yeah, thanks for sharing that information. We're learning too. We're new RVers, so we're learning too.
Yeah, Maddie Van Halen, I just went and checked you out during Gina's, and I think I left you a comment. I watched a little video. I'm interested in going back and looking at more. It looked like some great content.
Look over there at Neil Court.
No.
Nell, sorry.
No.
Pardon me.
I like to have company when I paint. I'm curious how COVID has affected travelers.
Well, we travel within the state, so it hasn't affected us too much other than we have to plan where we're going, what the restrictions are. Like we had a trip for the Keys planned, and when it was planned for, late July. So when this hit was in March, we were like, what's going to happen? So once they, opened up the Keys, because they closed it down, and then once they opened it,
Yeah,
we were able to go there. And we had like 3 trips canceled because of it. So we couldn't go. That was all. We just couldn't go. So, I mean, the good thing is we got our money back. The bad thing is we didn't get to go on our trips.
And some of them were our favorite places to go.
Yeah, matter of fact, we had a new place we wanted to go. Matter of fact, I've been thinking about calling them this week, called Trimble Park in Mount Dora.
Yeah.
So I don't know if any of y'all heard of Mount Dora in Central Florida. It's a very old, historic kind of small community with big time get-togethers, like an old historic downtown for walking around and seeing shops.
Supposedly around the holidays, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Lots of lights and things like St. Augustine. They also have a waterway behind people's houses.
Thank you, Mr. Fulton.
It's really cool that you can take boats. You can get a boat tour and on these waterways behind people's houses. Is really looks.
Yeah, so we gotta make a notation to try to get there.
Yes.
Have a great day, Rhonda. Thanks for stopping by.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
Lots of rallies were canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Some rallies got canceled, but they're still going to happen.
Right. Yeah, the thing that happened here was Bike Week hits Daytona right in the middle of March, and it was just starting to hit in the middle of Bike Week. So they were trying to push the bikers out, and they're like, "We're not going anywhere."
So they
finished out Bike Week. So now we have the next bike thing will be in Daytona is Biketoberfest. So we'll see what happens there.
Good luck, Mr. Fulton.
Wow. It says here, Linda R. says, I'm planning a cargo trailer conversion, hoping to start on it in October. Not going to do a channel, though. Well, you can always share your pictures. Hopefully we could see that. And we want you to do that, because that would be great information for other people thinking about doing that.
I wouldn't necessarily say you're not going to start a channel. I mean, it's easy to upload photos.
Yeah, you can start a channel and just do
and not
that.
Plan on doing anything with it other than just being
Posting
informative. Yeah, and posting it, because what you're learning, we're going to learn, and I'm sure you're going to go online and look up YouTube videos on how to do certain things. And so
there are people with channels that don't have really any videos.
Yeah.
They just have an account so they can like and do all this stuff. And then if you have something cool, there's no pressure to be on a timeline when you're just casual. I have 5 YouTube channels, really 6, but I only pay attention to really 2, and more so 1. So I don't spend a lot of time doing a bunch of other YouTube channels. I just, because we're looking to make this more of a full-time thing eventually, we spend more time on it. But you don't have to. Like I said, I have a channel for my family that we just put up stuff so that's funny and the family would like. And I have something for my grandson, and I post whatever I can.
Yep.
Just stuff up there. It's no pressure. So, it does. All you do is hit upload and pick a file on your computer, and it uploads it. It could be a photo. It doesn't have to be a video.
Yep.
So no pressure.
Tavares is fun also, Scott Jacobs said. Yeah.
There at Camping Therapy, it says, I'm going to a state park
in Delaware,
and they loan out bikes for free to ride paved trails through the dunes. No bikes being loaned out now. How hard is it to wipe down his bikes? I know. It will turn into the political thing. So we have our own opinions, and they're very strong. But all we can do is call our politicians. I think that's all you can do is call your politician, call your representative in your city or whatever. Us talking about it we can vent, but it really doesn't make a lot of change unless we force talking to our politicians and telling them, because they're supposed to work for us, right? Well, how do they know how we feel until we talk to them? So we got to talk to our politicians.
But yeah, camping there, we totally feel that.
Yeah, I mean,
and we ran into some of those things that were kind of similar feeling when we were in the Keys.
right. When you go RVing, I'm not close to anybody when I'm RVing. You know, we were out on a boat in the Keys, right? We're going to a
that's
reef.
a good example.
We're going out to a reef, right? And on a reef, it's protected. The ground, the bottom of the ocean is protected. The reef is protected. You cannot touch anything underwater in the reef.
So they have
anything. So they have these mooring buoys things. They're float out on the ocean.
They've anchored down.
And they're anchored to the ground. So you can tie your boat to it so you don't drop an anchor and damage the coral
You're not
reef.
allowed to drop an anchor.
Yeah, you're not allowed to drop your anchor out there. So that being said, there's only so many moorings out there. So when they fill up, what do you do if you want to see the reef? Well, you tie off on another boat.
Yep.
So you have two boats like this, you know, one facing one way and the other one facing the same way.
You tie off to another
Keep
boat.
tying
and
off.
it's just kind of like common courtesy.
So all you do is you say, hey, can I tie off? And they say, yeah, and you throw a rope. You're throwing a rope. And your rope has got to be, how long is your rope?
20 feet long.
15, 20 foot. You tie your rope off and you're done. And then people were saying, no, we can't because of COVID. We can't tie your rope on our boat because of COVID.
So it was kind of silly.
So anyway, talk to your politicians. That's the only way you're going to get change.
So somebody can drop Duckmaster outdoors.
Losing Burning Man has been devastating here.
Yeah.
Losing Burning Man? What does that mean? Sorry. You mean
I don't know what
fire? You mean having a fire?
No, I don't know. I don't know what Burning Man. Maybe it's something local there.
Yeah, it might be a local thing. Yeah. Or I just don't get out and watch TV.
Please share it so others can learn from watching you. Absolutely, Haley family. That's what it is.
There you go.
How many times do we go on YouTube to figure out how to do something? I mean, we use YouTube as a how-to all the time.
Absolutely.
And so anything you learn, all you're doing is helping other people.
I mean, we all make mistakes, and that's how we learn.
And that's also good to post how you make the mistakes and what happened to you.
When we uploaded our showing off our camper when we got it, we uploaded a video. I showed the outside, Sherry showed the inside. Well, somebody made a comment where I made a comment that was not correct. And what do? Hey, I didn't know, so now I know. So it's okay. Nobody knows everything, and we all got to learn.
Yep.
So just to kind of bounce back to why we're here, we have a video that's premiering after this live at 3:00. And in that video, it shows a little boo-boo we did. It's not a big old pronounced thing we did put out there, but it's a boo-boo. We literally stopped to check into the campground, right? We pulled off and we get out and go check in the campground. Well, before I got back in the truck, I opened the camper door and put the steps down and went into the camper and got whatever. And when I came back out, I closed the door and got in the truck and drove off without putting the steps back up. You know?
I'm actually surprised that was the first time that's happened.
It happens. So somebody, hey, stop.
We thought people were being friendly and waving to us.
It was like, hi.
This is the friendliest campground ever.
And then a guy in a little side-by-side cart thing stops us and is like, hey, your steps are down. I'm like,
oops.
Oh, okay. So, you'll see it in our video. We try not to, act like we're perfect. We make mistakes a lot.
We make mistakes all the time.
Yeah, so it happens. I mean, we have a bathroom right here, and it has a barn-style door that closes. And the one of our trips, the barn-style door must not have gotten latched or something, and it flew and slammed and came off the track.
And it could have been something horrible, but luckily it wasn't.
I was able to fix it. It wasn't, anything that was major, but still it could have been.
Nothing to blame the manufacturer about. It's things that we forget.
We forget to do.
And, when we make videos, sometimes our videos are 100% our opinion. We try to be objective, and if we think that something could be improved upon, you're probably going to hear about that, and we might mention it. Well, if you're the owner of that campground or you're a worker in that campground and you disagree with what we said, that's your opinion,
right?
However, we're a consumer, and just like every one of you guys, we're consumers, and I like to know the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, we went to a spring that we absolutely love the spring, but
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to maneuver kayaks. So
Yeah.
you go to a spring and you want to go down and you want to kayak it. Well, you can't. It's not easy. And so we made it clear in our video. Great spring, great campground, great everything else. But this could be
hard
improved
to
upon.
unload the kayak. Very hard.
You got to double kayak, and I'm not in the best of health right now, and we struggled, and it was not.
If you look at some of these RVers that are full time, whenever they go anywhere, they make a checklist before they leave. Because even if you live in an RV, it's possible to forget one of your steps, and it'd be a major mistake.
You can
So,
forget.
so it happens. And I'm looking over here, and I'm seeing this. Everybody leaves their steps out from time to time.
Yep.
And look at here. This is what my sister did the other day.
She
She
did
left
that
her
at the Keys.
keys in the camper door and was driving down the road. So that's not good. And here, Nell Court says
Okay.
Burning Man event brings 100,000 people in tents, RVs, all
Oh,
over the world for 10 days in Nevada desert. They can set their things on fire. Oh, cool.
and
See?
that's been canceled due to the virus.
Right.
Yeah.
So we learned something there. We didn't know what that was.
Absolutely, thank you.
It sounded kind of familiar because I think Traveling Robert might have done something like, or one of the RV stations might have done that. So, hey, Foreman, aka
Hey, Kenneth.
Kenneth Oaks, thanks for coming in. So anyway, we're all making mistakes every day. I mean, we're human. That's what happens. We don't have photogenic memories and brains that can remember everything. So.
No, and I think sometimes people assume that the more you do it, then the more you're not going to make those mistakes. But I think sometimes the more you do it, the more complacent you get.
Yeah, listen, RV dog here. When everybody is waving and pointing with an RV, something is wrong.
We just thought, oh, look, they're waving at us.
Like, hey, that guy.
You'll even
Did
see
you know
it,
that guy?
You'll even see it in the video where he's like, these are very friendly people. And then,
Okay, you asked for it, full-time dream.
you are perfect and never make mistakes.
I know I'm a perfect husband too. I say that meaning I make a lot of
We
mistakes.
all make mistakes.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we love our RV and things break and we have to fix them and money comes out of your pocket.
And it's funny because sometimes when these things happen and they post on the Facebook or social media and they're like, can you believe I had to fix this? Can you believe I had to do this? It's like, you live in an RV. Things are bound to break.
Yes.
Things are going to go wrong. You can't blame the manufacturer for every single thing that goes wrong. You are in a something that was built in a matter of hours to days,
Right.
By a group of people
With staple guns.
And you don't know what kind of day they've had. And yes, they go through quality, but you also, again, don't know what kind of quality. It's being then transported from a manufacturer to a dealership, and then it gets checked again. There's
You ever try to move? I'm sorry. You ever try to move a deck of cards when it's built up, like made little things? Try to
Yeah.
move that without knocking anything over.
It amazes me sometimes, and it's frustrating when you see people like bashing different manufacturers, and it's like your house goes through a little mini.
My sister left her purse on the back of her car after pumping gas. Yep.
Yeah,
Happened to
I
her.
did that with a phone once.
Here's a funny one here. Our favorite mistake is when we forgot the
Oh.
cap on our, and then Stinky Slinky is waving at us while driving down the highway. Mhm. Yeah. Hey,
We were having a conversation, kind of funny, in the pool yesterday about like things that blow out of your truck, and whether or
Mhm.
not you like should pull over and get things.
yeah.
And the things that we found on the side of the road. I mean, we found
Yeah.
those emergency triangles.
Yeah. The safety triangles
triangles,
that you set on the
they look
ground when
brand
you're
new.
broke down.
Somebody
Yeah.
had set it up, probably broke down, set them up, fixed whatever, fixed their tire, pulled off and left them there. And so Robert went by and saw them.
I said, I'm going to circle around 20 minutes. If they're there in 20 minutes, that means they totally forgot. And so far down the road, they decided they're not turning around. So anyway, I picked them up. But here's a story.
and they were on our list to buy.
Here's a story. Yes, they were. Here's a story. My other RV, my first RV I ever had was my last RV I ever had besides this one. It was an old RV and it had roof leaks and stuff like that. And I was going to the Keys, and for us, it's a 7-hour drive. So I'm halfway there, a little more than halfway there on the interstate, and the side of my RV, the siding was flopping in the breeze, and wood was coming off. It was rotted wood behind it, and it's going blah, 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 and the door, one of the storage doors, is part of that siding was flopping in the. Literally, half my camper was blowing off in the side of the road. It was bad, and the awning came loose. And the saving grace was I had a power screw gun with me, and I had screws, so I was able just to ram some screws in the siding and get it to stay together temporarily on the side of the interstate while cars are going by, and continue on my journey. And I never fixed it. I ended up leaving it. I had done such a pretty good job that I never fixed it. I just sold it about a year or so later, like that, and told the guy what it was. I said, like, look, man, this is what I did. And
but that guy was planning on doing a reno on it, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, and I tell everybody what was wrong with it. It was really good. So
anyway. Again, leave me a 1 in the comments if this is the first time you've been to one of our lives, so we could go ahead and drop your link. And then probably in about another 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to have, if you're a mod, if you want to go ahead and start dropping other people's links, if you're a content creator. If you're not a content creator, put an NN in there so we can thank you.
That's a good point, RV Dog. You have to be a handyman to be happy with a RV, because your RV breaks all the time. And if you're one of those people that want to pay everybody else to fix your RV, you're going to be unhappy, not necessarily with the work that's done, but the time it takes to get it done, possibly.
Well, yeah. And if you're let's say a weekend warrior, or you just go on, a week here and there camping, and something happens with your camper and you go to take it to get it fixed, and let's say it takes a month to get it fixed, because sometimes it does take a while to get things fixed. And with everything that's going on now, it seems to be taking things a little bit longer to get it fixed. You can end up with a lot of trips canceled. And if you only go, 4 or 5 times a year, that's kind of devastating for for whether or not you're going to keep a camper.
Yeah, think about.
Or if you're a full timer, it could be even more devastating. What are you going to do?
Think about your car or automobile. How many automobile mechanics are in your town or in a big city? There's lots of them. How many RV mechanics are in the town?
Yeah.
Not that many. And since there's not that many, think about the numbers of RVs. Since they break all the time, how many RVs are going to be in an RV repair shop at one time? I mean, they're going to be low. If you've ever heard of Lazy Days in Tampa, the largest RV dealership in the world, they have hundreds. I don't remember the number.
I don't remember.
They have so many work bays, and they're never vacant. I mean, they have.
It was insane driving around.
Tons of work bays. I mean, building upon building upon building of carbo work bays for RVs, and they're always full, and people are getting their stuff worked on all the time. So you really do need to be a handyman to be a happy camper, because things break when you're on the road. And it happened to us. Our propane was leaking. I'm like, why is it leaking? And then next thing you know, the propane stopped working. And what do? You got to have propane to cook. So I had to, run out, get a new regulator, and put it on myself. So you really do need to be a handyman or handy person,
or willing or able to think kind of outside the box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because what you would normally do isn't necessarily what you're going to be able to do. We're constantly trying to make things work in a different way. Doing redneck things with Tony and Leanne Larson, living off grid in Nevada, going on 3 years now. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. Eventually, kind of what our plan is to find some land and kind of do the homestead thing. And if we could find a way to do it where we're using solar and all that, I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, and
off grid.
Your RV never breaks, right?
I have a feeling that you're pretty handy.
Yes, you got to work on your own RV.
Absolutely.
I know our air conditioner is going to go out one day. Our water heater is going to go out one day. Our refrigerator is going to go out. So, we're
going to have to fix it.
It's either wait 2 to 3, 4 weeks to get your things fixed, or fix them yourself, pay for the money and get it fixed.
Yeah. So I think, some people that aren't handy and they can afford to get it fixed, great.
Yeah, I would be. So it's a sad thing for people to lose animals camping, because how long can you stay there to look for your animal if you've got to go and all that? It's devastating, I'm sure. So that's sad. Yeah. Bearded Hobby Homestead. Bearded Hobby.
Yeah,
okay, wait a second. What's the hobby?
Bearded Hobby Homestead.
So is it the beard, the hobby?
Look at that beard.
I don't know. Bearded Hobby Homestead. What's that mean?
Bearded Hobby Homestead. I'm definitely going to check you out again. I think I popped on you before.
Would you guys recommend getting an RV for someone driving in the USA for the first time? E.g., I've been driving 10 plus years here in SA.
On the left side of the road.
On the left side of the road. No. I mean, not right away. But, it depends on your experience wherever you came from. If you've never driven before.
And it depends on what you're thinking about getting. I mean,
Right.
If you're going to get a gigantic fifth wheel or a tag, pull behind, bumper pull, it might be a little bit different than if you're getting a Class A or a Class B or a Class C. So, I mean, I think it just depends on what you're going to get. Different things might be easier. It might be easier to not have something you're pulling.
And also your skill set. I mean, if you pick things up rather quickly, then it wouldn't be a major issue.
It would be like us trying to go over there and drive.
Right.
I wouldn't feel comfortable.
I mean, as far as the RV thing, I don't think it's all a personal thing. I mean, I think just learning to drive on the opposite side of the road would
I think
be
that's the biggest
the biggest
thing.
challenge.
I think that's the biggest challenge. I don't think whether it's pulling or any.
Right.
I think it's just.
I mean, pulling a trailer is something that has to be learned. So if you're not familiar with pulling a trailer, you need to learn how to do it before you go on the road, because if you don't, you're going to damage things,
or hurt people.
Or people. So
hurt people.
Because if you followed a tractor trailer anywhere in your lifetime, you read the stickers on the back of the trailer, it says, caution, wide turns when turning right. So if you
Cautions are there for
have a trailer, you can't just make a right turn like you normally do at a red light or a stop sign, because you'll take the stop sign out, because the trailer doesn't follow directly where the tow vehicle goes.
Yeah.
It cuts a corner. You're cutting a shortcut, so you have to take a wide turn.
I mean, even for his truck, he went from a short bed to a long bed.
Mhm.
And I'm practicing driving his truck. So when we went to the Keys, I practiced driving and parallel parking and backing it in with just a truck. I haven't tried pulling the camper. That's the next thing, but I'm going to get comfortable with the truck. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
SA, Scott Jacobs wanted to know if that's Saudi Arabia. So was that Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I don't know where
That's
the
what I'm
SA
thinking.
meant.
I was thinking Saudi Arabia or South Africa.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. My camper's about as basic as you can get. The things could still go wrong. I pray they don't. Yes. Anything goes wrong. I mean, everything can go
And
wrong.
we had something and I think I did the live video when we were in the Keys, and we had stopped at Davies, Florida, and we go to pull out that morning to finish our ride to the Keys, and our camper brake was locked up.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
I think one of them,
and that could happen on a little. It doesn't matter the size of your camper. If you've got something that's got a mechanical device, it can go wrong.
I think one of the most, common and unpredictable events that will happen to you eventually if you drive long enough is you're going to have a blowout on your trailer. And that is something that can be very damaging to your property.
It can be devastating.
Because if you have a weak undercarriage for your fender well on your trailer, the tire comes off at such a velocity it can damage the underside of your fender well. So I have stressed that on our camper. I need to do some reinforcing of our fender well, because we have nothing under there. It's just fiberglass. There's nothing under there to protect the fender well. If we have a blowout, it's going to tear up the RV from underneath, especially on our slide outside. It's going to be pretty damaging. So
we keep saying we need to do it.
I need to do it. I need to make a list and put it on my.
It needs to be a priority.
High priority on my list to fabricate a metal fender well underneath where our axles are.
Because if you look on the news and you look on Facebook and you look at all the RV safety things, and even on YouTube, you're going to see most of the accidents that usually happen because of a tire blowout.
Wow, Camping Therapist says they have a small RV repair place within walking distance of that. That's rare.
$120 an hour.
Yeah,
so that's what you need to get.
I don't mind paying $120 an hour if they fix it right. We really don't.
Get some certification.
Don't really mind paying that kind of money, because if they fix it right, guess what? You don't have to go back. And I was a contractor for most of my life, and that's what I would tell people. They say, that's a lot of money. Do you want me to come back? Because I can give you a cheap price and I'll be back.
Yeah.
And charge you more money. But I'd rather you pay a good price and get it done correctly.
Hey, Haley family,
But
you
that
got to
is-
take care of that.
But that is rare to have an RV repair shop right down the street from you. I mean, we have an RV repair shop, but I have never used them. I don't want to use them. I don't want to have to use them.
You went there to pick up a bought a cord,
Right.
a power cord, and it was ridiculously priced.
Yeah, but that's, it's standard.
It's a small place.
It is standard.
but it's a
RV stuff is expensive. I mean, you're buying a 30 amp cord, it's expensive. Imagine buying a 50 amp cord, it's twice as expensive. Well, I paid, I
So
think,
what's South Africa?
$75 for my 30 amp cord that was 25 feet. A 50 amp cord probably cost you $150 for that.
welcome back.
Welcome back, Duck Master.
Son is picking a fight with his sisters. You gotta
Oh, that's, yeah.
take care of that.
We're empty nesters. We don't have that problem.
But we have grandkids,
Yeah.
and there's lots of kids usually around us.
Yeah.
But it's different because you can just sit back and go, "Yep, not my problem.
Mhm.
Not my problem."
Yeah. So don't forget, at 3:00 we got a premiere coming, and we're gonna do a little talk after the premiere. We haven't done that before, so we kind of come up with that. Sherry kind of mentioned, why don't we do a
I
little
mentioned that
talk
last time,
after the premiere, so we can talk a little bit after the premiere is about 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, and I think I set it really doesn't matter now because I can't go back in there and use those ones I preset. I got to figure that out.
So we're doing a premiere at 3:00, 3:02 probably, right? 3 minutes and two minutes after.
It does that countdown thing.
So we're going to premiere that, and I worked hard on that video and was distracted a lot. So
it was a tough one for you to
very
do.
difficult to get done. And when you want to visit your grandkids, and it's hard to say no, and you got to do it. So you can't work while you have your grandkids over. So as soon as we get done with this whole thing, I got to get back to editing for
Part 2.
the next video.
Yeah, so this is part 1 of Mayaka.
Yeah, Mayaka River State Park in near Arcadia, Florida, on the west coast, south of Tampa.
I would love solar. We've talked about that, but I don't know that it's anything we'll do anytime soon.
Okay, homesteading is the hobby for Bearded Hobby Homestead. Thank you for clarifying that.
And the beard is life.
It's cute. Yeah, the beard is live. I know. I don't have a beard, but I have this little thing here.
He has scruffies.
That when I grow it out, could get a little distracting. So my grandson, he loves it. I think
I like it both ways.
that's one of his things that he really loved as a little infant. It attracted it to me.
He loved his
And
little
we have
furry.
this great bond. So I just trimmed it, shaved it almost all the way off. And he came and was not happy. He's like, whoa, I don't like it when you trim your
face. He's
your
like, I want
face.
your, and he
He
told
wants
me,
it long.
he told me to tell him. He was like, whoa,
Yeah, he's
tell
running.
whoa, not to.
He's
not to-
running his hair over my Sasquatch arms and
He's
chest.
like, you're
and all that.
hairy.
He's like, he likes it. It's one of his, kind of a nervous thing or a thing that gives you comfort,
Yeah.
gives him comfort. So
Hey,
Hey.
Gary. Daydream about nice things.
I just saw a little bit of your announcement you were making on your channel. So that's good news, I hope, for you. I hope that worked out well for you. Thank you for coming in.
Yay.
Appreciate you very much.
Thank you for stopping by, Maddie Van Halen.
Nice hair.
I love that. Everybody saying hi to Daydream.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to know.
Richard D.
Yeah, if y'all notice that you're not getting notifications, apparently YouTube went in and changed everybody's notification settings to whatever they wanted. So you might want to check that.
I guess the good thing is when our lives are. You know to come back. And
we generally do lives twice a week.
So try to do a premiere for sure every Sunday. And if I have a small topic or a topic that I don't have to do a lot of editing with, I can pop it in on a Thursday, which I've done in the past.
Yeah.
So what do we got here? Richard D says, Mayaka River State Park definitely on our list as we are in Cape Coral, Florida. Yes, you are going to be blown away because
If
we
you
got
like nature,
yeah, if you don't need the city life and you want to be in the woods, this is the park for you. And I really don't need to leave that park.
it is. It's one of those places where you can go if you just need a reset.
I
You
can't wait.
You get a mental reset because
can't-
there's
I'm sorry.
Peaceful.
I can't wait to go back to learn more about that park because it's so big. There's so much good for. They handed us 4 brochures when we got there, and there's just so much to see and do there. They have a visitor center with displays, and we didn't even know it was there. We went there. I went there for the second time and still didn't know it was there till I left. And I went, wait, there's a visitor center. Then I looked it up on YouTube, and they have videos and animals that are on display there, and it was very interesting. So there's a lot to see and do there at Myakka. So stay tuned for the video. It's coming up at 3:00. It's going to be great.
We got a part 2 that'll come out.
Yeah, hopefully by next Sunday, I'll have part 2.
Yeah.
We got so much content. It's just, do I have time to edit the videos? We really have a lot of content. And the Florida Keys, forget it. Talk about A and B roll, and oh my goodness, I have so much content from the Keys. I just pray it never gets like deleted or corrupted while waiting, because I got so much good stuff coming.
Homemade ice cream. I could go for some ice cream.
Oh, now look, you made me lick my lips.
I could go for some ice cream.
You know what we have in the freezer? Anybody guess what we have in the freezer from our last trip? If anybody followed us on our last trip.
Let me go ahead and I will throw this out here. This is probably unfair for some people if you're new to our channel. If you can guess, whoever's the first person to guess is what's in our freezer, and you send me an email, I will send you an Amazon gift card for $10.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Let's give away a gift card.
Good thing she makes a lot of money.
So if you can guess
what we have in our freezer that we brought back.
Not lobster.
Did somebody say lobster?
Yeah, somebody said,
no.
We do have that, but
that's not what we're talking about. What were we just talking about?
We're talking about
a dessert.
A dessert.
Yeah.
Ice.
Because Daydream About Nice Things said something about
no crab. I love crabs. No squid.
French fries, no. It's a dessert. I know
it's a dessert.
Your comments are coming in later. A little late.
Let me see because this is actually more accurate. Let me look on
have to run. Okay. Thanks, Bearded Hobby, for stopping in. We'll see you next time. Hopefully you can watch the premiere later. That'd be great. All right. Thanks for the
not watermelon. RV dog.
You're close.
It's pretty close.
If nobody can get a better description, you would win. But it's not. It
is not just that.
We need more information. We need more information.
It's 6 words.
Well,
it could be. Frosty Pops, no. Cheesecake, no.
The key lime pie is on the right track. It is key lime pie, but there's
something a little bit
something else with the key lime pie. If you
Frosty Pops.
No, we don't have a dog.
Key lime popsicles, no. Key lime ice cream, no.
It's close.
Y'all are getting there.
It's the one thing. None of you have seen it, but anyway, in my past videos,
if you go to our 2019.
All right, key lime popsicle is probably a little closer than key lime pie. Camping Therapy. It's not a popsicle though.
It's not a popsicle.
And it is.
Camping Therapy got it. Let me make sure.
Wait, yeah. Well, that's all. There is
key lime pie on a stick.
Yeah, but it's even more. If that is a winner,
that's it.
That's a winner. But there's more on the key lime pie. There's something else on the key lime pie.
Key lime pie on a stick, Camping Therapy.
If you go into the store and say, "Can I have key lime pie on a stick?" you might get it, but that's not what I would say. I would say add another comment to that to complete my order, to make sure I get what I want. I would have to say one more thing to make sure, because it ain't going to be the same unless it has this item. Sherry's getting up to get it. And we're saving it for a special time. And today's not the day.
Today's not going to be the day.
It is key lime pie on a stick dipped in chocolate. So, what is that? Key lime huloto? Is that what that is? I don't know what that is. But it was key lime pie dipped in chocolate. Key lime pie, dipped key lime pie on a stick. Dipped.
Dipped.
But you didn't say dipped. We already showed you. Okay. So Sherry already picked the winner before we kind of come up with that. So
I'm going to put our email in here.
Sherry, that's your deal. You got to figure out who won that, not me. But yes, if you look at my old Keys video, I show how many places you can enjoy key lime pie dipped in chocolate on a stick.
I don't think we added anything different on this last trip.
No, that's not. Well, I don't know if it's Kermit on a stick because we got it at the campground store. So I don't know where they got theirs from, but it's from the campground store in Bahia Honda State Park.
I'm gonna go with Camping Therapy because it's a key lime pie on a stick.
Okay.
So Camping Therapy, send me an email.
Yes, I'm sorry for those people that haven't followed us for long or watched us on our video.
We've got more giveaways
while we're in the Keys.
We got more giveaways to do.
Oh man, I enjoyed key lime pie on a stick on the porch, out by the beach, in my camper.
Oh, guess what? We have a premiere in 3 minutes.
3 minutes already? Well, we're going past 2. I mean, past 3 because it doesn't start till.
I've already gotten the email from Camping Therapy.
Yeah, he wants his gift card. Maybe you can buy key lime pie dipped in chocolate on a stick. With that money.
I get them from the Key Lime Pie Company. So you can order them and have them delivered from the Key Lime Pie Company, and they're in Key West. You can buy pies, the frozen key lime pie on a stick. They pack it in dry ice and they overnight it, and it is absolutely amazing.
Yes. Yes, you got to have key lime pie when you go to the Keys.
The crazy thing is the only key lime pie we had when we were in the Keys was the key lime pie on the stick.
Yes. Well, we did have some from Publix. So Publix is good.
Oh, yeah. Publix is the next
Publix
best.
is good key lime pie. But we didn't sit down at a restaurant and get key lime pie this time. We just had it on the stick, which is good.
Help them being held at gunpoint?
What is that?
I don't know. I hope that's just your channel name and it's supposedly funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
But welcome to our channel.
What's that other one over there? That unique W.A. Wagas.
Greetings from Norway.
Okay.
Greetings from Florida.
Greetings from Florida. We are good.
So everybody, we're gonna run over to the premiere. And then when the premiere is over, I'm going to set up another quick little live chat. And so all of you new people that are just popped in here, if you will come back, it will probably be in about 25 minutes. We'll have another live set up, and then we'd like to chit chat with you and we can drop some more links.
Yes, key lime pie is strong. It is very tart.
That's why the chocolate covered is really good.
And that's why I love putting whipped cream on it.
We do.
It kind of soothes that tartness. It is very strong. It's a very strong, rich pie.
Okay. So just a reminder, we're going to go to our premiere, and then I'm going to throw up another live as soon as that premiere is over. As soon as that video is over, if you're brand new here, or whether you just want to come back and talk a little bit longer, come on back to that next one, and I will make sure we get your links dropped and all of that for all the new people. So let's go on head over to Myakka River.
Well, we still got 2 minutes.
No, we don't. Well,
before it actually starts. How about 1 more minute? You got 1 more minute here before it actually.
Well, but most people can't have 2 things open.
Well, you close this and go over there.
All right. Let's see here. Myakka. Let me get that ready to go. Oh, the premiere says it starts at 3:20. Is that what it said? Let's see. Nope, it's counting down. Nope, it's counting down now. The post show that I have in there, don't click on that. I'm going to go in there and delete it. So I am going to end this one now, and we will see you over at the premiere. I thought you already started.